Hi all, welcome again to Waadaplaya YouTube channel. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a pre-auction review, which is going to happen very soon, right? One of the exciting event for the year for Indian fans is the auction, IPL auctions. And what we're going to do today is to review CSK as a team. What are the retentions which has happened? What are we going to look forward in the auction table, and how is the team going to shape up? So to talk about it, we have two special guest. One, Sharda Sridharan. We all know by now about her. So, BCCI certified coach and an ex Tamil Nadu women cricketer. So, welcome, Sharda. And also to mention, she's a CSK fan as well.
Thank you, Said.
So, next is our resident expert, Ravi. So, last time me and Ravi were in the same t shirt. It was the IPL final, and Ravi was in tears. Now he's back with the CSK jersey, reviewing or previewing the auction and what to expect and what not. Welcome, Ravi, to the show.
Great to be back, Syed. Great to be back. And great to be back in yellow.
We'll go about reviewing what happened in the retention table. So we had four players retained for CSK. Ravindra Jadeja for 16 crores, MS Dhoni for 12 crores, Moeen Ali for 8 crores, and Ruturaj Gaikwad for 6 crores. So currently the purse remaining is 48 crores. We'll come to that. But I'll take your thoughts in terms of your opinion or views about what do you think of the retention or the retained list.
CSK, as it always operates, it's a very, very well settled unit. They don't go for a lot of changes. They always retain their side. They always back their players to the fullest extent possible, even though, some other teams, they don't give an extended rope. CSK, does its best to retain the young cricketers or even the experienced international cricketers as well. Pinning on that, I think the CSK retention was, in my opinion, one of the best. It was expected that they would retain Ruturaj Gaikwad because he's very young and he has a lot of cricket left in him, and he's a potential captain also. For the future, he can be looked up. He has done exceedingly well for Maharashtra in the domestic circuit as well. Last year and the year before that, also for CSK also. So I think that was a top choice, and I think Jadeja, definitely an indispensable cricketer. A very street smart cricketer. In T20 cricket. The best players, according to me, are the ones who can chip in and do everything. So Jadeja does a bit of batting, bowling, and he's an excellent fielder also. So one of the best options in my opinion. And MS Dhoni, I think the ploy behind retaining MS Dhoni is that to have him around for a year or two to just mentor a new captain, a young captain, and then probably Dhoni might hand over the reins to that young captain. It will be interesting to see who CSK prefer, who the management prefers as the next young captain. And the other option, Moeen Ali. We all know he's an explosive all-rounder and he's a very intelligent cricketer as well. We all saw how he has been in good nick in the recently, undergoing West Indies series. T20 series, he really had a very good outing with the bat and the ball as well. So he has also really done well for CSK and he fits in that all-rounder role very well. So CSK have done a really good job with their retentions.
As Shraddha said, it's one of the very intelligent move from CSK as such. One thing that we also have to notice, Syed, because we have covered almost all the bases in retention. We have two bowlers right now with Moeen Ali and Jadeja in Chennai, imagine. So both of them will cover 8 overs for sure. So we already retained 8 overs in our bag. And we already have three batsmen in the top order. In the top order, we have one, we have middle order with Moeen Ali, and we have the finisher with Jadeja. So right now, and Dhoni, of course, we can't even put him in any bracket, but right now, as a captain, he's there also, right? Mentor, captain, whatever we want to. At least for this year, we don't know what the future holds for, but at least we have the captain, we have the wicket keeper, we have two bowlers, we have three, if we include Dhoni, also four batsmen in different slots of batting order. I think that way, I think we are covered to play in Chennai. Of course, I'm sure. Otherwise, also we did very well in UAE also last year and in India. So I think that we have covered all the bases covered. I mean, in especially with respect to retentions, I didn't expect. I thought of maybe Sam Curran would be there. Maybe with Sam Curran's injury, I thought Moeen Ali was a better choice. So,
Great. I think personally for me also, I felt this was the best 4 retentions they could have done, considering what we had as a lot, right? And we are also looking at grooming or bringing in a lot of young bloods for this next 3 years, right? And you guys know it. Last 2 days back, Dhoni is landed in Chennai, and you know why he has landed. So there's a lot of planning, I think, right now is happening about who is going to come in or how is the team going to structure and things like that. So let's talk about the team structure currently. So currently we have a top order batsman or two top order batsmen. Moeen Ali is slotted to come in at 3 and Ruturaj Gaikwad at opening the batting. So 2 slots are already there. And we have a middle order or a finishing all-rounder, which is Ravindra Jadeja. Dhoni, like you said, is going to be a floater role. So as of now, for this year, it's more of a mentoring what we are expecting from him, right? So let's quickly move on to who are the players CSK might look in from a top order or opening standpoint. So currently we have Ruturaj and Moeen Ali. Not to forget, we have Faf, who played well for us last many seasons. Ambati Raidu did well, right? And we had little bit of things in young blood in terms of Jagdish and things like that, right? So whom do you think CSK should go for this top order or the last, let's say, opener? Couple of openers probably they will go as a backup opener as well, and then let's say 3, 4, and 5. So that will be our top order. So whom do you think would be the player of choice? Sharda, I'll start with you.
Sure. So, the opening option, the ideal one will be probably, now that they are looking at young players, for the next 3 or 4 years, probably I would say that, CSK can definitely take a look at Ishan Kishan. He's a left-hander. He's an attacking batter. And, he can give you those starts. And with Ruturaj Gaikwad at the other end, it can be, an exciting prospect for Chennai Super Kings, considering the future. I also you have Faf du Plessis. CSK, I'm sure, will be, as I said, they are a very, very conservative side in the aspect that they back their play. So definitely Faf du Plessis will be one in the mix. And the third option, although quite unpopular due to, because of his age, I would go for Shikhar Dhawan as well. It was interesting that, Delhi Capitals did not retain Shikhar Dhawan as well. I think because, they were also looking at the future, next 3 or 4 years, a potential opener. So Shikhar Dhawan is probably 36 or 37 years old. So that might be one of the reasons that they couldn't look at Shikhar Dhawan. But Chennai Super Kings, they always, look at experience. They value their experienced players a lot. So for the opener slot, my choices will be, first Faf du Plessis, because he has already been in the CSK mix. Second will be Ishan Kishan, the explosive opener who can give you good starts, and he can be a backup wicket-keeping option as well, with Jagadish also in the mix. The third one, I'll definitely take a look at Shikhar Dhawan. He's a very experienced batter and can definitely play in all conditions. So these are the 3 options I would, look for the opening slot for Chennai Super Kings. Talking about the middle order, someone like Liam Livingstone, who has been in excellent touch in the 100 as well as recently in international cricket and T20 World Cup also. He has done an excellent job for England. So someone like him who can really play with Moeen Ali. Of course, they play for the same side, so that rapport will also be there, and you can accelerate those runs. So in the middle overs, suppose spinners are tying up a little bit, and Livingstone can hit you those long boundaries. So Liam Livingstone is an option. And, Ambati Raidu also has not done bad at all for Chennai Super Kings. They might even be discussing Ambati Raidu to, somehow fit him in the middle order as well. So Liam Livingstone will be my first choice for the number 4 spot, and Ambati Raidu for the number 4 spot. These 2 players. And of course, followed by, Dhoni at number 5 and Jadeja and Shardul Thakur also is someone who I'll be looking at, but not for the number 4 or 5 slot, but after Ravindra Jadeja. So these 2 players, are the ones. And also an interesting thing, I would say that one more name in the mix is Shimron Hetmeyer. The left-handed bat, fantastic. Okay, so I would like to.
வேணாம் சுத்தா வேணாம்
ரொம்ப நல்லா பண்ணிருக்காரு. So maybe அதுவுமே ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்லுவேன். ஸோ இந்த 3 பேர் அது வந்து மிடில் ஆர்டருக்கு டெஃபினட்டா கன்சிடர் பண்ணலாம் சென்னை சூப்பர் கிங்ஸ்.
Interesting choices, Shraddha. Interesting. So I'll move on to Ravi. Ravi, what
Sir,
are your
first-
choices for openers
okay.
and the middle order?
Okay, we look at historic CSK data first aside on the openers. Opening wise, CSK has always preferred one foreign player. Start from 2008 onwards, we had Aiden, we had Michael Hussey. Then after Michael Hussey, we had Wayne Smith, Brendan McCullum, then Shane Watson, then Faf du Plessis. So there was always one opener who has always been a foreign player. So our Ruturaj Gaikwad being another opener is already fixed. That is cemented. So right now we have, I'm 100% sure CSK will look for in foreign opener because that's how their template has always been throughout last 12, 13, 14 years. Correct. So who are the opening players for in foreigners that we can think of? Faf du Plessis for sure. Then we have David Warner. Don't forget David Warner is definitely there, and he fits the bill with experience and with the age that he is there. He definitely fits CSK's mentality and getting connected with the fans and all those stuff. He definitely will do with David Warner will be a good asset for, and even if something goes wrong with the captaincy, David Warner can take up and do the captaincy. So that is also there. I'm sure Jadeja is the next captain for us, so there is no question on that. But if Jadeja fails or something happens, even if he's injured, we have David Warner can do the captaincy. If not for David Warner, who else is there as an opening player who's established player? I can't think of any. I don't know if you can say few names, Shraddha or Syed. Foreign player, opening foreign player, explosive. Can you get any names? Maybe Barstow, but who can play spin? That is also very key.
Barstow will be a good option.
But who will play spin? Because if
how
you see
about Jason Roy?
I mean, everybody are good, Shraddha, but who can play spin in Chennai is what the key is all about. So if you see our lineup last year also, would have been people who can play spin constantly. For example, Ambati Raidu or Shane Watson or Faf du Plessis. All these players, or even Suresh Raina or Ravindra Jadeja, see our batting lineup. No, historically, they would have been players who can play spin at very ease. For example, Michael Hussey, good player of spin. Murali Vijay, Indian players definitely play very well. Shane Watson, Matthew Aiden, another good player of spin. What he did in 2001 in India, we all know, and how he played with us also with CSK also we all know. And Brendan McCullum, Dwayne Smith, all of them are good players of spin. So we can go with Jason Roy or Johnny Bairstow. Imagine ball is going to spin from left to right in Chennai. Can those guys tackle it? I don't know. I doubt whether Jason Roy and Bairstow can play it. So all the more I think CSK will think from that angle only. All the more then they have to break that rule and get Shikhar Dhawan, who's a very good player of spin, which Shraddha pointed out. I think that will help CSK build that entire team and have a proper all-rounder with respect to foreign players. And middle order will be loaded with Indian players. Don't be surprised. That's how again template has been for CSK. You look at Badrinath, your Jadeja, Raina, Dhoni. That has been the template for some time. Then we had Ambati Raidu, Jadeja, Dhoni, and we had all that was Uthappa. Yeah, so we had the template of
Sam Billings
middle order.
Also is that kind of player as well, right?
Sam Billings, yeah.
Sam Billings also was similar. You negotiate,
Number
run
4.
the ball,
Yeah,
and then
correct.
start hitting kind of player.
Yeah, but Sam Billings was there only for 2 seasons. One or 2 seasons also he played only 6-7 matches only. But I think that middle order will be completely packed with Indians. I'm sure Ambati Raidu, Suresh Raina, they might again pick. Robin Uthappa, they might again pick. Or if I think there will be one Indian player, I will not be surprised if Ajinkya Rahane gets into the action, doing the role of or Nitish Rana or even Manish Pandey comes back, because people who come to Chennai they always play well. So Manish Pandey can be the question answer for us, which we are looking at replacing Raina as such. So I think middle order will be completely filled with Indians. Yeah. I think the all-rounders only will go heavily on.
We'll come to the all-rounder. I think pretty much very, very good, interesting choices, right? So I always felt Raina is already replaced with Moeen Ali, so there's no question of replacing Raina somewhere, right? But I felt that interesting choice. From my standpoint, I also have this point where you anyways are going to have a wicket keeper, if not this year, at least from next year. So why not be a top order wicket keeper? So I had few choices. One which Shraddha told, Ishan Kishan. A couple of them, Bairstow is a good choice. If you're looking at a foreign explosive opener, there's also someone called as Quinton de Kock. So he may not be an or a explosive opener in terms of spinners. He's had seen his spinners, but if you look at his current form, I think he's doing good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
agree.
so I felt probably these three choices also is interesting from a team standpoint. So let's see again how it pans out, but all interesting choices from your side. So moving on, let's talk about all-rounders. So we have all-rounders. I'll combine it as finishers as well. So we have Jadeja already there from an all-rounder and finishing ability. Whom do you think probably we need to have? So we had, if you look at historically, CSK is known for having all-rounders, right? From your Albie Markle to Dwayne Smith to now even
Jacob
Bravo,
Oram,
Bravo,
yeah, Jacob Oram, Flintoff, right?
Flintoff.
So
Flintoff,
all
yeah,
these guys, and now we have Sam Curran and Moeen Ali. So even
yeah,
Deepak Chahar now or Shardul Thakur are kind of players who are moving into that all-rounder role. So
yeah.
whom do you think will fit the bill? We have Indian or Chennai-born guys like Shah Rukh Khan also waiting in wings. So whom do you think will fit the bill for CSK? Do we need to again go for a high bang all-rounder like a Ben Stokes or that kind of a player, or do you think a low-profile player who always performs will fit the bill? And who are your choices? So, Shraddha?
That's a toughie actually. I think it'll be a mix. Probably their first option is to will be to look at Indian players. Someone like, as you said, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar are slowly moving into those finishing roles. So I definitely think CSK would have no second thoughts in buying them back. Dwayne Bravo will be an interesting pick because he has been around the T20 circuit for a very, very long time now. I think for more than 10 years. So he has played all the T20 leagues around the world, and he's an excellent death bowler as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if CSK go back and pick Dwayne Bravo into the mix for their all-rounder and the death bowling slot, which has really worked wonders for Chennai Super Kings. Another one name I would just like to throw into the mix. It might be, Mitchell Marsh as probably someone who I can think of, one of the best all-rounders in men's cricket going around at the moment. Because you see his performances in the Big Bash League and even in the T20 World Cup, he was phenomenal with the bat. And, he is a very good bowler and a very good outfielder as well. So, apart from Shardul Thakur, Dwayne Bravo, Deepak Chahar, it will be interesting to see if CSK goes in for someone like Mitch Marsh, who can be, that impact player. He can switch roles as well. He can be a number 3 batter. He can be a number 5 batter. It all depends upon how CSK use him. He can also be very good with those back of the length slower balls. Has not really played a lot of cricket in the IPL. He was in the Sunrisers squad, but unfortunately he got injured in 2020. But after that, his comeback has been phenomenal. So why can't CSK look at someone like him also? So these will be my options, for the all-rounder spot. I also mentioned Livingston. Okay, so he can also bowl a bit of leg spin. He did surprisingly, he bowled better than all the mainstream bowlers in a couple of games in the T20 World Cup also. So these will be the mix of my choices for this all-rounder spot.
How about you, Ravi?
Bravo, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar will definitely be retained. I think because that's how CSK has always gone, getting the best players and retaining them back because they feel that they already know the atmosphere, they know how the team thinks, everybody thinks. So I think it becomes easier because, as I said, our batting is sorted out, so we have to concentrate more on our bowling. So I think these three guys will definitely give us more of bowling options than a batting option. I think batting options we will definitely sort it out because, as I said, 4 batsmen are already there in our kitty. So we have to look at proper bowlers who can give us 4 overs every single match. So I think that way Jadeja, Moeen Ali, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar, and Bravo will definitely give short out the 20 overs. And as you said, Syed, as you pointed out, we always add 10 foreign all rounders in the mix. I think Mitchell Marsh is one person which I can think of. By going whatever has happened, maybe older is another person who can come back to CSK, but he's not. He was in CSK, but he didn't perform that well, or he didn't get the chances of it. I don't see any other Indian, maybe Arshal Patel. If we all think that he's still the all-rounder, but Harshal Patel is a good. He already expresses desire to come to CSK. I think that is also there. Harshal Patel is another option which we can think of. Maybe we can fade out Bravo slowly and get Harshal Patel into the team, into the mix completely, and by end of 3 years. So it is also there. I think all-rounders is very open. I think anybody, if I think scouting team would have already seen the all-rounders by now. I think Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar should and Bravo should definitely be there. Is what I feel. I know Bravo is getting older. All the more Harshal Patel should. We should also think that who can fit the exact role of what Bravo did for all these years for CSK.
Okay, so I think one thing I want to mention here is based on the recent performance and how good a match winner Shardul Thakur and Deepak Chahar are, not just CSK but other teams, even the new teams we have, they will be going to come back hard, right? And considering Mumbai, Shardul Thakur is Mumbai born, and I'm sure Mumbai also will have plans to buy him.
Mumbai Syed Mumbai and all, if he bowls, no, he will get completely stonked. Syed. He's not a Mumbai wicket type of bowler. It's more of Chennai type of bowler. Slow and
So
low
that
wicket.
is something which is
Ball
from,
எழுந்துக்கவே இருக்காது. முட்டிக்கு மேல வரவே வராது அது. முட்டிக்கு மேல
but
வராது
owners
செப்பாக்ல.
perspective, they will always be looking or have an eye on looking at something like an Ahmedabad pitch kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple of names which I want to throw up is definitely Holder was in my mind. If you're looking at somebody who can do well, couple of spinning all-rounders also can be good. One is Fabian Allen. He can be a backup for Jadeja in case if he gets injured. Other person who is a goal player, according to me, I always treat him very high regards, is Mohammad Nabi. Somehow I feel teams have not done justice for him in IPL slot. If you look at, he plays all around the world. He's that kind of a player.
He's the number one
like
T20 player, no?
utility
He's number one
all-rounder.
T20
Yeah. So he's a utility player, right? So you always be there for the team, lower down the order. You ask him for quick runs. He gets this power play wickets. He's a very great fielder as well. So probably that is one of the things which may bring in a couple of more all-rounders. But otherwise, so hopefully CSK may not have
Mitchell Santner, Syed.
again was again. Probably I have this feel, right? Some of the all-rounders which we had in our team probably were in another team would have played all 14 matches. So unfortunately, like Imran Tahir also is one of the person spinner, right? But so that's how the game goes. But these are good choices. Since we already have Jadeja, left arm spinning options might not be much. Even if they come in, they might sit out. So because that's where we are going next is the spinning.
Jadeja is a surety in the playing 11. So any left arm spinner will
next captain Syed.
Yes, what I'm trying to say is I'm giving up a lead for the next category, which is a spinner category. So we already have Jadeja and Moeen Ali is going to be part of the 11, right? Whom do you think? If you look at CSK, historically goes with a heavy spin pack. Considering last year, apart from Jadeja and Moeen Ali, we had Karan Sharma, we had Imran Tahir, we had Gautam, we had Mitchell Santner, right? We have the Chennai spinner also, Sai Kishore. He was also there for a couple of years, right? So we had so many spinners. So whom do you think they might retain, or whom do you think should probably look in, considering the aging factor of Imran Tahir, or maybe not much performance from Karan Sharma or things like that?
Ashwin for sure.
அதுதான் நானும் சொல்ல வந்தேன். கொஞ்சம் speculations இருக்கு, like Ashwin is being considered strongly for CSK comeback அப்படின்னு.
I think that will be a very good fairy tale story to end his career also, ending in CSK. I think very wild thing that CSK can do is take Chahal also, because Chahal always bowls well with when Dhoni is behind the stumps. Chahal is one option. It's very wild thing, but we will go very high. But if CSK wants a proper leg spinner accompanying Jadeja, I think accompanying Jadeja, Ashwin and Chahal, it will be like a trio, massive trio for spinning trio that we will have. I don't see any other They might pick some Indian domestic spinners also who are not at uncapped players, but அவங்கலாம் வந்து நெட் bowler தான் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க.
What about you, Sharda?
Completely agree. Chahal தான் வந்து first choice. I think he'll be very good, as Ravi pointed out, with Dhoni behind the stumps. Oh, he bowls on the 70, on the 80-85 speed lay போடுறதுனால the loopy deliveries போடுறதுல, probably in big grounds, lot of wickets வரதுக்கான நிறைய chances இருக்கு. So Chahal will be the first option, and as also Ravi pointed out, domestic picks கூட இருக்கலாம். So but Ashwin and Chahal are some of the serious spin options that CSK will be looking at options.
All right. What about foreign spinners? Leg spinner is actually a hot property in IPL.
Who are foreign spinners that are tell me.
இப்போ வந்து சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா வெஸ்ட் இண்டீஸ்ல வந்து ஹேடன் வால்ஸ் ஜூனியர் ஹீஸ் டூயிங் ரியலி வெல். ரொம்ப நல்லா போட்டுட்டு இருக்காரு, நிறைய விக்கெட் டேக்கிங் போலர். அண்ட் வெஸ்ட் இண்டீஸ்க்கு வந்து லாஸ்ட் T20 ஃபார்மேட்ல வந்து he has been he has got a lot of success. So I think international circuit la for West Indies, he is doing really well. Walsh Junior.
Couple of more options we can look into is Hasaranga, who can bat a bit also, right? That is one option I just think of. Other spinners, Zampa, and I know problem na will not have that regularity in playing.
Yeah.
They may opt out of IPL anytime, so that is one
Correct.
challenge.
CSK will never pick foreign spinner. I think only foreign spinner who has played for CSK is Imran Tahir. I can't remember any.
Muralidharan
and Imran Tahir are the only two foreign spinners who have played for CSK, as far as I remember. I don't. Playing as foreign spinner, no, it's a huge risk, because when you have an all-rounder, when you have an opener with a foreign player, when you have another batsman or another all-rounder of foreign, you have to go and pick a foreign fast bowler.
Yeah.
Why Imran Tahir was not able to pick was because we needed George Hazelwood last year very badly, or Olungi Ngidi or Mark Wood, who were the fast bowler. Playing Imran Tahir was a huge liability for us because he can't field that much. I mean, playing a foreign player, right? We can't play one more fast bowler, and our fast bowling department was struggling with, because Shardul Thakur was not performing as much as he did for like how he does for India. But Shardul Thakur, we still are emotionally connected because all the வேணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம். But his performance பாத்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப மட்டமா தான் இருந்திருக்கு with respect to CSK. I don't remember any one match which Shardul Thakur has won with his bowling. Okay, but still we are stating with Shardul Thakur because we are connected. என்ன ஆனாலும் நம்ம பையன் வாரி, so that's all we do it. But I don't think so CSK should go with any foreign spinner. Then we cannot have a proper foreign bowler.
Fast bowler.
We definitely need a leg spinner. I'm sure Dhoni will definitely ask for a couple of leg spinners at least, right? So obviously if Chahal is going to yeah, exactly, that might happen, right? So knowing CSK, it might, because your Indian leg spinner we are talking about, Chahal.
Imagine Syed, one leg spinner, Dhoni himself have avoided that person, is Piyush Chawla. He kept Karan Sharma in the squad and he removed Piyush Chawla from the squad. Imagine. அப்போ எவ்வளவு கடுப்பேத்திருப்பாரு நினைச்சு பாருங்க. So
no, I'm just telling about options, right? So Chahal is one option which is going to be Rahul Chahar is also
Rahul Chahar, yeah.
So we are looking at leg spinners who going to be a hot property again, because every team would need a leg spinner, be it a foreign player or an Indian player, right? So if you go by that, Rashid Khan and Bisnoy is already taken, right? And we are looking at other 6 teams or 5 teams, or in fact more than that teams, right? We are wanting for the leg spinner. So definitely we'll have fewer leg spinner options who will come into picture. Let's hope that we pick the best ones and not so.
Who are there in domestic circuit, or side, anyone who are good spinners?
Domestic as of now, spinning we don't have that
spinning
much.
வந்து இப்போ Chahal and Vijay Hazarela வந்து Chahal and Bisnoy did well, but obviously அவங்க have already spoken about them, leggies.
Rahul Chahar is one. Apart from that,
Tewatia is also there.
We have a lot of left arm spinners and off spinners coming up now. Leg spinners, probably a couple of under 19 guys if they want to pick up, they can. Otherwise, it's all the old.
Tewatia, Shreyas Gopal.
Yeah, Tewatia, CSK, Paul. Yeah, those are the ones which will definitely picked by some teams, right? So Tewatia again is a good choice. He might be a handy player, but we'll have to wait and see how it
He
goes.
can also, yeah, he can also fit CSK somewhere.
Correct.
Batting all rounder.
Batting
Even
all
like
rounder, yeah.
Gautam was also
the
one
thought process of
player.
Krishna Gautam, yeah.
Krishna Gautam,
Oh,
off
yeah.
spinner.
So one thing is, all these players, most of them recently did the debut for India. They're all capped players now, most of them, right?
How does it matter?
All right. So there is this
Limit
bucket
irukku, yeah.
limit. Yeah. So the capped player starts with 20 lakhs. Sorry, uncapped players. Uncapped players.
That is
can
fine.
get
The cost is fine. Cost is fine.
Yeah. All
Cost
right.
is in
So
nobody's hands.
spinners do well, and we get good list of or good amount of spinners, be it Indian or foreign. Next segment is going to be fast bowlers. Now, this is one area where CSK, I would, from my opinion, has not done a great job, because we always have a batting heavy, spinning heavy, or all rounder heavy. Right from days where Albi Markel or even we had people like
Dougie Bollinger, bro.
huh?
Bollinger.
Bollinger.
Okay.
Left arm options are good. I'm saying we always had the right armers who will always go
Sam
for runs.
Curran.
Right? So
Makai
right
Antini.
from the days we always hope we don't get someone like a Mitchell Stark or a Pat Cummins kind of a player. We go with that okay kind of a budget. We bet high. I remember
We bid
times
high
where
for
we have
Munalkar
gone
also.
on went high, but unfortunately we don't end up paying those players. Even counter
I'll tell
nine
you,
for the
counter nine
I
is
always
always going high. Yeah.
I
Nathan
always
Coulter,
we had counter nine,
correct.
but he always ends up going to Mumbai. Right?
Mumbai.
So what do you think should be our fast bowlers? Recently we had Josh Hazlewood doing well. A lot of good things he did in CSK as well as in World Cup. Again, injury is one concern, and also Australia is one concern. So what do you think are your choices, Sharada?
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா வந்து ஜாஷ் ஹேசல்வுட் டெஃபினட்டா வந்து தே வில் லுக் அட் ஹிம் பட் தி இஷ்யூ வித் ஆஸ்திரேலியா அண்ட் இங்கிலாந்து பிளேயர்ஸ் என்னன்னா தே ஆர் லைக்லி டு மிஸ் தி தி லேட்டர் பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் தி டூர்னமெண்ட் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் Ashes preparation, and they might leave a bit, a week early because, to enter into those bio bubbles.
We just got a news today. Yeah, இன்னைக்கு கூட ஒரு news வந்து England are
I thought England
the test players out.
Test players they might be pulled out, after the league games, or they might miss even the last 2 or 3 league games also. So Josh Hazlewood is definitely an option they will look at. But என்ன பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் சிஎஸ்கே புதுசா எதுவும் ஆஸ்திரேலியா அண்ட் இங்கிலாந்து பிளேயர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து போவாங்களா இந்த ரீசன்னால அப்படிங்கிறது இட்ஸ் ஸ்லைட்லி டவுட்ஃபுல் பிகாஸ் later parts of the tournaments you need a lot of experience, and if you are paying so much to pick someone like a Mark Wood or a Pat Cummins, and if they are going to miss your eliminators, then there is not really that much of a point in playing them. So I think Trent Bolt will be a very good option because CSK has had their share of good left arm quicks. We had Sam Curran unfortunately pulled out of IPL, so our aada poradilla. So Trent Bolt will be a very good option, and we also have already Lungi Nigidi is there. So these kind of players, they'll be available for the entire tournament. So and probably innor option, if not Trent Bolt, they might look at even Kagiso Rabada also. Rabada has done really well. He can really crank up the players with his pace, so and sharp bounce ellame irukku. So fantastica bowl பண்ணதுக்கு Indian wickets la Rabada has that kind of experience also. நிறைய IPL games விளையாடி இருக்காரு. So fast bowlers, yes, of course Hazlewood definitely on the CSK எடுப்பாங்க because he has been a part of CSK, and my other 2 options will be Trent Bolt will be the first option, and a left arm seamer and really effective with the new ball. Mumbai Indians நம்ம நிறைய பார்த்திருக்கோம். Second option will be Kagiso Rabada, just because Pat Cummins, yes, definitely I would like to see him, but due to this Ashes in the preparation garnala, maybe CSK might not opt for high priced English or Australian fast bowlers.
Ravi?
I think Josh Hazelwood by default comes in. So I think Rabada, Pat Cummins எல்லாருமே வந்து கண்டிப்பாக நம்ம கிடைக்க மாட்டாங்க. எழுதி வச்சுக்கோங்க சார். ஏன்னா நம்ம கண்டிப்பாக போகவே மாட்டோம். அவங்களுக்கு போயிருந்தா தெரியாதுக்கு நம்ம சிஎஸ்கே கிடைப்பாங்க. ஸோ I somehow feel CSK will go for a fast bowler who are not very established but are still in international circuit types. For example, Josh Hazelwood we went to, Lungi Ngidi that we went to. Colton will also we always go, right? So he's not a very established fast bowler. He's a good T20 bowler, but he's not in international circuit very high because நாங்கள் வந்து அதிகமாக இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணதே எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு ஏன் உனக்கு 11-12 crores போனோன்றது எனக்கு வெளியே தெரியல. அது ஒவ்வொரு ஆப்ஷனும் நம்ம போயிட்டு இருந்தோம். பட் ஐ திங்க் ஃபாஸ்ட் bowlers I think we will definitely go with someone from New Zealand. யாராவது நியூசிலாண்டில் யாராவது ஜேமிசன் இருக்காருல்ல,
Kyle Jamieson.
Kyle Jamieson, that guy also I think we might go with him with the influence of Stephen Fleming. And I won't be surprised if we get some fast bowlers from South Africa or from New Zealand, whatever you're saying, because
Marco Ansel.
Yeah, that guy is also there. And I'm missing one name from New Zealand. And
Saudi.
Henry no
Matt Henry.
Matt Henry.
Matt
And the
Henry is there.
Martin.
Martin. Even Ferguson is there. Lockie Ferguson.
Lockie Ferguson.
Lockie Ferguson is also there. But
So we'll definitely have options from New Zealand because Stephen Fleming in Circle, right? So he'll definitely
BBL,
have BBL. He's also stars one of the coaching staff, right? So definitely that's option. I also have few low-key members who can be groomed well or doing well. So one of the option is Naveen Ullah from Afghanistan. So he is very good. He has this Bumrah kind of
action. Yes.
Yeah, and we saw in the World Cup also it was very difficult to hit him in the end overs. So he is also a good developing cricketer. I would want to see him in CSK getting groomed or being part of that family. So those kind of players is what CSK has always encouraged and brought him in the squad. Right, that is one, and I'm also okay with having someone like a Karthik Tyagi or a Prasidh Krishna if you are not going to get Shardul.
No,
we'll have those people. See, I'll tell you, we had people like Asif, KM Asif, or even Shankar Reddy.
Backup, yeah.
We'll have people like that, right? So we'll have a lot of people. Even in fact, Deepak Chahar also was kind of a backup player when he came into picture, because in that Pune team when Dhoni got him into the squad, that's when you see initially how Deepak Chahar as a player has evolved. So definitely there is options. People might come in. Sonu was there. Okay, someone. A lot of people are there. At least for nets, like Ravi said, will be there. But I definitely want to.
What do you think about T Natarajan? Poangla, will they?
T Natarajan 1 crore base price போட்டிருக்காரு. கண்டிப்பா ஒரு டீம் எடுப்பாங்க அவங்க. ஏன்னா is having that, he's shown that what is capable of. But currently என்ன பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவரோட
too much injury prone.
Yeah, injury concern இருக்கு. Because I don't know, என்னன்னா அவர் வந்து is predominantly been that tennis ball இருந்து is come to that circuit, right? You guys know we have played cricket. அந்த ப்ரெஷர் இந்த ப்ரெஷர் எப்படி இருக்கும், உங்களோட போன் ஆக்ஷன்ஸ், உங்களோட பாடி எவ்வளோ எடுக்கும் வெயிட், அதெல்லாமே டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருக்கும். And he had a great season also. He had continuous playing seasons right from that year of IPL where he was called as Yorker Natarajan. அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்தியா போனாரு
2020 ஃபுல்லா. ஆமா, yeah, he made his debut also.
Right, அதனாலயே அந்த ப்ரெஷர்லயே is had a lot of injuries. So hopefully comes back. Even Vijay Hazareயும் Syed Mushtaq Aliயும் அவ்வளோ நல்லா வந்து பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணல. இன்ஃபேக்ட் லாஸ்ட் மேட்ச் ஃபைனல்ல கூட ஒரு ரெப்புடேஷன்ல உள்ள எடுத்தாங்க. He got backed by Rishi Dhawan and guys like that. So he's a good option. It's better to have him also. I'm sure if people like Shah Rukh Khan, Sai Kishore, these guys, Natarajan, or even some of the Tamil Nadu bowlers, right? It is good for the setup, is what I'm saying, right? So it should be good. They come in and at least be part of that setup. It's proud moment for them also. That definitely CSK would want to do it. The fast bowlers. Next option, next category on the wicket keeper. So we have Dhoni, but definitely next 3-year plan we are going to have a strong wicket keeper. Kandipa squad la irukano, at least one, if not two. as a backup, right? So whom do you think can fit the bill? Lot of talks around DK was interested to come to CSK, right? And a lot of talks about Ishan Kishan wanting, or Ishan Kishan being from Jharkhand. They said that Dhoni might try and push him to come into CSK and things like that. So who are your options, Sharda?
ஸோ ஆல்ரெடி நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி இஷான் கிஷன் டெஃபினட்டா ஒரு ஆப்ஷன், ஓப்பனர் அண்ட் பிளஸ் யங்ஸ்டர் கூட. ஸோ அதனால ஹி கேன் டெஃபினெட்லி டேக் ஓவர் தி கிளவுஸ். அண்ட் வி ஆல்ரெடி ஹேவ் ஜெகதீசன் ஆல்சோ விக்கெட் கீப்பர். பட் அந்த அளவுக்கு அவர் மேட்சஸ் வந்து விளையாடல. பட் டெஃபினெட்லி ஹி கேன் பி கன்சிடர்ட் அஸ் அன் ஆப்ஷன். ஸோ இஷான் கிஷன் ஃபார் மீ.
ரவி?
இது ரெண்டு பேருமே கிடையாது, எனக்கு யாருமே தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது. இஷான் கிஷன் as a player, no, I mean, is a நல்ல பிளேயர், நல்ல கீப்பர் மெட்டீரியல், நல்ல பிளேயர் தான். பட் ஆனால் சிஎஸ்கே எடுப்பாங்கன்றது கேட்டிங்கன்னா டவுட்ஃபுல் தான். அந்த மாதிரி பெரிய வேல்யூ பிளேயர்ஸ் பெருசாக பேட்டிங்க்கு நம்ம போனதே கிடையாது. தட்ஸ் ஒன்லி திங். ஐ டோன்ட் நோ, மேபி with Dhoni 12 crores coming up, maybe Ishan Kishan can come back to the auction next year and we can take him there also. So I don't see any big wicket keepers at least this year. Maybe DK வரலாம். ஜெகதி இந்த என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் தெரியுமா, நம்ம டீமில் ஒரு இந்தியாவிலே விக்கெட் கீப்பர் ஷார்டேஜ் பெருசாக இருக்கிற மாதிரி தான் எனக்கு தோணுது. 4 விக்கெட் கீப்பர் பேர் சொல்லுங்க இந்தியாவில் பெருசாக வந்துட்டு.
ஸ்ரீகர் பரத்,
விருத்திமான் சஹா, ரிஷப் பந்த்,
இஷான் கிஷன்,
பரத், அப்புறம் விருத்திமான் சஹா, ரிஷப் பந்த், சாஹா சுவாகா தான் நமக்கு யாருமே இல்லை பாருங்க. ஒரு பெரிய விக்கெட் கீப்பர் பிளேயர்ஸ் who have not established themselves either in IPL or in
Sheldon Jackson
is there.
Azharuddin, little bit of from the Kerala side.
எந்த அளவுக்கு விக்கெட் கீப்பிங் பண்ணுவாங்க?
Samson KL
and Rishabh Pant already retained.
So your category of our India is less.
Yeah, India is ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கு.
That Barstow or even if you look at someone like Devon Conway, he also was
Tim Seifert,
yeah, New Zealand guy. So I'm thinking probably அங்கிருந்து நியூசிலாந்துல இருந்து கண்டிப்பா இந்த மாதிரி பிளேயர்ஸ் நமக்குள்ள வருவாங்க. Because Devon Conway is again in hot form. He is a top order. எந்த சிச்சுவேஷன்லயும் ரொட்டேட் பண்ணி ஆடக்கூடிய ஒரு கீப்பிங்கும் பண்றாரு, right? So அது ஒரு ஆப்ஷன். Tim Seifert also can be a middle order hitter kind of a role. So நிறைய ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கு. பட் என்ன கேட்டா they might go for a top order wicket keeper. So hopefully
Josh Phillip, Australia, Josh Phillip.
Problem is they speak.
இவங்க எல்லாரும் என்ன தெரியுமா பிரச்சனை சதா? இவங்க எல்லாரும் ஷேப்பாக்ல உட்கார்ந்து டர்னிங் பால் கீப் பண்ண முடியுமான்றது எனக்கு ஒரே டவுட் தான். ஃபாரின் கீப்பர்ஸ் வச்சிட்டு இது சாம் பில்லிங் was struggling in ஷேப்பாக் to keep. அந்த ப்ரெஷர் அவனால் பண்ணவும் முடியல. பிகாஸ் ஒன் யூ ஸ்டெப்பிங் இன் டு தோனி ஷூஸ், தோனி இன்ஜுரி ஆன போது. அண்ட் மோரோவர் அந்த டர்ன் அண்ட் பவுன்ஸ் அவரால் வந்து ஹேண்டிலே பண்ண முடியல. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விக்கெட் கீப்பர்ஸ் தான். ஐ திங்க் தினேஷ் கார்த்திக் மைட் பி a better choice for a backup keeper or to be a keeper for next 3 years maybe. But வேற யாரும் என் கண்ணுக்கு தெரியல அட்லீஸ்ட் ரைட் நவ.
So I think IPL in the season வந்து it's happening at Mumbai and Ahmedabad, or is it yet to be confirmed?
Chennai that is the backup plan as of now, because that will be decided only in the first week of March or something, what they say.
Yeah,
otherwise if Omicron cases are reducing, I think they will have a Oman away is what
also was one of the option being considered.
Yeah, and Dubai of course.
Yeah, see, every single team wants the both Oman away because ticketing revenue எல்லாமே இருக்கு இல்லையா. So especially the two new teams, Ahmedabad, I think they want to use that Ahmedabad ground and they want to showcase it to the world. அப்படிலாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. So all the more Ahmedabad team Motera, yeah. So அப்புறம் லக்னோ வந்து moreover they want to establish UP as a state. So all the more lot of non-cricketing elements இருந்தாலும், but I think all the more they want Oman away concept. And whatever format that they're going to play, not every single team is going to play against each other, right? Twice. Once, at least two teams will play only once now. So all the more we will have 8 to 9 matches in Chennai. So we need a proper keeper who can keep, if Dhoni is not there, to keep in Chennai. who can handle the turning wickets and the bouncing balls. So, அது வந்து சாம் பில்லிங்ஸ் பண்ணுவாரான்னு அந்த ஜார்ஜ் ஃபிலிப் பண்ணுவாரான்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்கள் பண்ண முடியுமான்றது.
Alright, so a lot of talks about wicketkeeper. We just have to wait for the auction day to see who's going to come in as backup for Dhoni. Now, most important topic and the last topic for today is Dhoni leaving the legacy of captaincy, right? So CSK, அப்படின்னு பார்த்துட்டாலே, it's always been about Dhoni right from the start. Now, this year probably is going to be his last year with the team. From a playing standpoint, I hope so, right? And starting in the pathina, he's taken the low light right from the retention place where he's not taken the top spot. He's given that to Jadeja and he's taken the second retention player, right? And he's already in Chennai. And do you think from a captaincy standpoint, is he going to let Jadeja captain in the mid of the season, or is it going to be announced as a vice captain and he taking over next season? So what do you think? Because he just said that he will play his last match in Chennai, right? Considering, I don't know if where the season is going to start, but even if he starts from a CSK standpoint, do you think he's going to play only one match or throughout the season, or he's going to pass over the mantle mid-season or next season? So what do you guys are thinking?
கண்டிப்பா வந்து ஃபுல் சீசன் விளையாடுவாரு as a captain. So that is my take. Probably announce Jadeja as the vice captain, and then probably if Dhoni happens to be rested for 1 or 2 games, then he might be just behind the screens and see how Jadeja takes about the team. He can pass on his tips. So this will be the plan for CSK. இப்போ தோனி ஆடுறாரு அப்படின்னா வந்து டெஃபினட்டா என்டையர் சீசன் வந்து இருந்து இந்த நெக்ஸ்ட் கேப்டனை வந்து அவர் மென்டர் பண்றது அதுதான் வந்து பிளானா இருக்கும். ஸோ எஸ், he might, the vice captain might get an opportunity to lead in probably 1 or 2 games when Dhoni is rested. But otherwise, I see Dhoni leading CSK for the entire season, and then passing on the baton for the next season.
Hey, what about you?
If Dhoni is not leading, I don't think so he would have landed in Chennai 2 days before. So, because the 2 days before வந்ததே ஆக்ஷனுக்காக பிளான் பண்ணுறது தான். ஆக்ஷன் அவர் பிளான் பண்ணுறாருன்னா அவர் தான் டீம் எடுக்க போகிறாரு, அவர் தான் லீட் பண்ண போகிறாரு. ஸோ அட்லீஸ்ட் திஸ் இயர். ஸோ பிகாஸ் otherwise Jadeja would have also been involved. Jadeja also would have flowed down, or maybe Jadeja can still be involved. I mean, there are other options also. But either நடுவில்லாம் விட்டு போகக்கூடாது சார். ஐ திங்க் நடுவில்லாம் விட்டு போகிற மாதிரி அந்த ஐடியாவில் கண்டிப்பாக இருக்கவே இருக்காது. either full season or entire season as a keeper and take Jadeja, give the captaincy to Jadeja. பின்னாடி ஸ்டெம்புக்கு பின்னாடி நின்று நம்ம கோலி கேப்டன்சி பண்ண மாதிரி ஃபீல்டெல்லாம் இவரை அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டு போலிங் சேஞ்ச் மட்டும் நீ பார்த்துக்கோப்பா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டா போதும். அது போலிங் சேஞ்ச் கூட என்கிட்ட வந்து கேட்டுரு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிடுவாரு. அவ்வளோதான். ஸோ ஐ டோன்ட் திங்க் ஸோ தட் வில் பி லைக் சூடோ கேப்டன்சி டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் மெட்டீரியல், அட்லீஸ்ட் டு க்ரூம் him to where he should be next year. But as I said, if he's not going to be the captain, I don't think so he would have landed in Chennai a couple of days before itself. I mean, we are at least for 2 weeks before the auctions. I'm sure the auction strategy and all those things will definitely go through. There'll be auction simulated auctions also which will happen in the drawing room. All those things will definitely happen. அதுதான் you would have definitely come, and காசி விஸ்வநாத் சார் ஃபோனில் தான் இருப்பார் கம்ப்ளீட்டாக நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒரு அந்த ஆப்ஷன். ஸோ ஆகிட்ட பேசுறாரு ஊருக்கே தெரியும். ஸோ யா, ஆல் தி மோர்.
Nice. All right, so we have come to the end.
What do you think? First you tell us.
I want, as a CSK fan, Dhoni being there itself is a treat for me, right? So I always want him to lead forever, knowing what kind of captain he is, right? So we've seen this last 4 வருஷம் team எடுத்தப்போ 2018 or 17 everyone started saying it's a daddy army. What happened after 4 years? 2 டைட்டில் அடிச்சிருக்கோம். இந்த யங்ஸ்டர்னு சொல்லிட்டு கூட்டம் எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா டிராஃபி அடிக்காம சுத்திட்டு இருக்காங்க. So that itself shows what kind of a captain Dhoni is. I only want somebody who's taking over to continue this legacy. Hopefully CSK will be branded as that, and he always be behind the scenes. So that is something which I want. But I think it's a good, like you said, good exposure for Jadeja. He would have already learned a lot being around him. Maybe few matches rest எடுத்துட்டு let him see how he leads and things like that. அதில் கண்டிப்பாக பண்ணுவாங்க. பட் நெக்ஸ்ட் சீசன்லேருந்து கண்டிப்பாக ஜடேஜா இஸ் கோன் டு லீட். And we have somebody like Moeen Ali who's already taken over as England captain this series, right? Because Morgan is injured. I think those kind of experience will help Jadeja. I only hope we have Faf coming back or some old people like Bravo or experienced people from other countries or coming in to support CSK and the captainship of Jadeja. So that will be great. Yeah.
எனக்கு ஒரே ஒரு முடிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒன்று சொல்கிறேன். எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு something is saying that we will swap the Chahar brothers with each other தான் தோணுது. அது எனக்கு தோணுது. Something is saying that we will get Rahul Chahar and they will get the first share.
Alright, so in that case also I only believe CSK Vanda their game will be a different level. I just hope that if Rahul Chahar comes also he goes back to Indian team after good performances, or even Ravi Ashwin is also a good stuff.
Yeah.
So but yeah, otherwise we've discussed a lot, and thank you so much guys for your time on a Sunday evening. And for our viewers, we are on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and of course YouTube. So please follow us, like us, and subscribe for a lot of email or a lot of video contents on cricket and only cricket. So you can always have a lot of talk shows, put in your comments, or let us know what we need to improve upon as well. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and we look forward for the auctions on the coming weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, Said.